Hey everybody. Today I'm just going to do my Oscar predictions since the Oscars are tonight. Um, Watching movies is a hobby for me, not a job. So, I have a regular job, so I watch what I can. And so some of these I haven't seen. The ones that I have, I'll comment on. The ones that I haven't will just be guesses. But for the most part, I will be I have what I think is enough knowledge to actually make some predictions, and we'll see how it goes. So, as far as visual effects go, the first column here, um, now Guardians of the Galaxy is good, definitely, but as far as Marvel goes, it's pretty standard. Kong Skull Island was good, um, but it's just a big monkey. I think the Kong versus the lizard creatures was good. Star Wars is good, but I would say it's either between Blade Runner or War for the Planet of the Apes. And for me, I would have to say War for the Planet of the Apes because the motion capture has gotten so good now that you just can't ignore it. It has to be rewarded in some way, and I think that's how they'll reward it with an Oscar for the visual effects. And if we go to costume design, now some of these, Darkest Hour was too dour. Like it's a period piece, but I wouldn't say any of the costumes were special. Shape of Water, same thing, period piece. Like the costume for the creature was good, for sure. But I'm gonna have to say Phantom Thread, just because of the nature of the movie is about design and fashion. So I'm thinking Phantom Thread would be one of the better ones. Makeup and hair. The Darkest Hour. I haven't seen Wonder. I've seen pictures of what they make the makeup for the kid, and I don't know about Victoria and Abdul. But the Darkest Hour was pretty good. Like the way they made Winston Churchill look like Winston Churchill was good. So I'm gonna go with the Darkest Hour for that one. And original song, Mighty River from Mudbound. I didn't see Mudbound. I do want to watch it though. Stand Up for Something from Marshall. This is me. See, I haven't seen any of these except Coco. So because I haven't seen any of these, and I think The Greatest Showman, from what I've heard, anyways, this was not a good movie, and they just basically threw this in for an Oscar nod. So I'm gonna go with Remember Me from Coco. Original score: Dunkirk, Phantom Thread, The Shape of Water, Star Wars, Three Billboards. Actually, I like the music in Three Billboards. Like that was it was good. It was catchy. It seemed to really catch the mood. I found Dunkirk was. You know what? I'm gonna go with Dunkirk just because there were a lot of silent moments in Dunkirk. Like Tom Hardy barely speaks in a lot of his lines. The beginning, the main character doesn't speak for I think the first 10, 15 minutes. So it's really good. And there's a lot of silence. So the score really fills in those gaps. So I'm going to go with Dunkirk for that. Production design, yeah, it would either be Blade Runner or The Shape of Water based on the set designs. For me, I would say Blade Runner just because, like the Shape of Water, there were some unique set designs, but only a couple. That's the thing. Like it was very limited in what different sets they went to. But Blade Runner is like there was a lot of unique sets, a lot of unique scope. So I would say Blade Runner 2049 definitely gets the set design nod. Sound mixing, yeah, I don't see how you can go without Baby Driver. Maybe Star Wars, just to give it something. I'm gonna go with Baby Driver though, just because it was a fun movie, and a lot of that was because of the sound. And then we have sound editing. So yeah, I'm kind of almost the same thing. I'm not sure what the difference is, but I'm gonna say that Star Wars should get sound editing. Film editing. Film editing. That's a hard one because you don't know how much of it is the editor, how much of it is the direction. I've seen good movies, well shot movies, be ruined by bad editing. So it is important. It's definitely important. For film editing, I would say Dunkirk because of the unique story and the way that they told it. Like it was, if you haven't seen it, it's told in three different timelines and they kind of blend them together. And because it was so well done, I would say the film editing should get a lot of credit for that. So I'm going to go with Dunkirk. Best foreign language film, again, I haven't seen any of these, but I have heard a lot about The Square. So I'm going to go just with The Square just because of word of mouth. So The Square. Same with short films. I haven't seen any of these. I haven't heard about any of these, so I'm not going to predict anything. Um, yeah, it wouldn't be fair to predict anything there. Same with documentary short subject. I haven't heard of any of those. I haven't seen any of those. So no. Best documentary. I have seen a few of these. For me, I would say Icarus would be the one that I would want to see get a reward. Cinematography. Now this one is hard too because with Dunkirk they did recreate a lot of the battle and it looked really good. Blade Runner, it was well done. I would say Blade Runner just because it makes you feel like you're actually in that era. It makes you feel like you're in 24 and 49 and all these things are happening and that's the way the world is. It's very realistic. It's very lived in, which I think is important. Original screenplay for that. Now I haven't seen Ladybird. I've seen the others. I don't think Shape of Water one will win because the lawsuit for one thing. I don't think you can give an Oscar. Well, you can, but I don't think politically they would want to give an Oscar to someone who's being sued for possible plagiarism, whether it's true or not. And two, this story, like I know that Shape of Water got a lot of hype, but this story is basically Splash and Free Willy. That's all it is. You take Splash and Free Willy, put it together, and make it R-rated, and that's what this is. So I don't, you know, there's not as much originality in here as I think other people think. Now, the two for me would be Get Out or Three Billboards, and I'm gonna say Get Out just because it was an important movie. It said a lot about about the world today, and it has a lot to say, but it was still an entertaining movie. So does Three Billboards, but it was very specific to one story. So Get Out is what I would say should win original screenplay. Adapted screenplay for me, um, that's hard to say, but I would go with The Disaster Artist. They did a really good job of making that fit a movie structure, and I thought it was a very good movie, and it deserves some kind of recognition for that. Animated short, I haven't seen any of these, so I can't comment on those. Animated feature, definitely have to go with Coco. It's a good movie, and it blows like Ferdinand and Boss Baby out of the water for sure. Haven't seen The Breadwinner or Loving Vincent, but definitely like these other two, it's better than those. Director. Now for director, I would definitely go with Dunkirk. Like that, Christopher Nolan did a great job. Like I said before, the whole structure with the three different stories and pinning those together to make an actual story you could pay attention to, because there are the three different stories, but they're different timelines, and blending them together, they did a really great job of that. And when you show war, some of those war movies, like, they just look like the same old thing, and this one didn't. It looked original, and it was very well done. Supporting actress. So I haven't seen Lady Bird or Mudbound, but I know Allison Janney. Like, I don't know why Octavia Spencer would get it for The Shape of Water, because she didn't really have a lot to do in that movie. But Allison Janney really did a great job in I, Tanya, and I know she's already won a Golden Globe, so I'll go with Allison Janney for that. Supporting actor. Now I can see now. Well, for supporting actor, I would definitely go with Sam Rockwell. Woody Harrelson did a great job, but he wasn't in the movie as much. And Sam Rockwell had a really great arc throughout the movie. It is a good movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. Actress would be hard to go with. Now that's going to be one of the hardest ones, because Sally Hawkins did a good job. She played a mute character, and she did express a lot of emotions without words. Frances McDormand did a really good job, but I don't think her character was unique enough. Meryl Streep was okay. Margot Robbie was good. Haven't seen Lady Bird, but I would say probably Sally Hawkins will win for that one, and she deserves it. Meryl Streep would be close, but there wasn't enough to her character to actually show that. Like, she basically went from shy to not being so shy, and that's pretty much it. Lead actor. Now, I haven't seen Call Me by Your Name. I haven't seen that one. I think Gary Oldman will probably win. Like, The Darkest Hour wasn't that great a movie, but he was great in it. He was very original. Like, sorry, not original, but he was very good at his Winston Churchill. Was really stood out among the other Winston Churchill impressions there were. I shouldn't call it an impression. It's more like an adaptation. His version of Winston Churchill was really good. Yeah, and I think that stands out against the others. And then best picture. Let's see what they have here. Three Billboards, Shape of Water, The Post, Lady Bird, I haven't seen. Get Out, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Call Me by Your Name. So, like I said, there's a couple here that I haven't seen, but I would say out of the ones that I have, the best one is Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And that is mostly because of it tells a lot of different stories in one movie. It's really good. It's very well acted. There's a lot of different actors. The supporting cast is great. It's well written. So that one, I would say, should be the winner. So overall, I think, like, I haven't really paid too much attention to the other awards. I know the Golden Globes I've seen, so I don't know how well I'm doing as far as matching those. But, and like I said, there's a few that I haven't seen. I would like to see Mudbound and Lady Bird. Those are on the list of ones that I want to see. Roman J. Israel, I haven't heard very good things about, so we'll have to see. But overall, like, I've seen enough, I think, to make some predictions. So that's what my predictions were for the Oscars. And we'll see how I do tonight. And hopefully not too bad. And, congratulations to all the winners. And we'll see. I'll definitely be watching the ones on here that I haven't watched yet, like Lady Bird, Mudbound. Those are ones I definitely want to see. So, and the ones that I mentioned before, if you haven't seen them, watch them. They're very good, and they're worth watching, and I think most of these are. So thank you, and have a good night.